Welcome back to the Compound Podcast. This is episode 139, presented by Parse Rum. It's a great time of the year to have a little Parse Dakota.
Thank you to the two people. I think we had two separate people tweet us.
I was going to say, yeah, we had some confirmations.
Yeah.
And that's very much appreciated. I would like to start this episode by saying that Parse is amazing. And then I would also like to say that I have to apologize to the fans because we had some technical difficulties with the last episode. So it took an extra day to get it up on Spotify. We had a lot of trouble with Apple. This is a change that's happening right now. So hopefully the rest of the episodes will be smooth. We're really hoping this one goes up smooth, and then the rest should be smooth sailing. Tom has been fighting people, but we're hopefully getting to a good place where we can not have these technical difficulties again. A lot has happened. Correa signed. Cubbies are hot. Cubbies are in it.
They
Cubbies
just signed Dansby?
Dansby. Dansby, Boxberger, and Drew Smiley.
Boxberger, I saw that tweet. As no longer a Cub, I can say, like, I saw a lot of people were tweeting like, "Oh, like that's gonna fix it." I'm like, he had a really good year last year. He's a really good reliever.
I'm pretty excited to not have to face that change up in the division anymore.
But I saw a lot of tweets from people being like, "This is it. This is all we're doing." I'm like, I mean, it's a pretty good pitcher.
People are so.
Oh my god! If you don't sign,
if you don't sign,
they wanted you to sign Correa, Judge, Dansby, and go ahead and stick Xander at third just for fun. They're like, why didn't you guys do that?
Yeah, like I get it. You're passionate, and sometimes fans are right. They are, especially when it comes to spending, where it's like, hey, sometimes you have to spend to get back into it. But at the same time, let's be real. Yeah. That's all.
You can't get. I mean, not every owner is Steve Cohen. Like, that's just he is like breaking the rule, not the rules, but you know what I mean. Like, he's just, and the Yankees too.
There was a report.
They have fake money.
There was a report that the Mets were apparently sleepers on Correa at the last minute. They came in when like nobody knew.
I saw that they like reached out to him.
Yeah, like
I think Rodon signed since the last time. I don't think that was last week.
I was going to ask Tom. Going to ask Tom how you feel about. Let's start there.
Yeah,
let's do Yankees corner. How do you feel
say
about
his name, Ian? Ian, say
how
his
do you
name.
feel about Rodon?
There it is.
Carlos Rodon, the newest member of the New York Yankees, feel pretty good about it. You look at that starting rotation. There are some questions I think people might levy against someone like Garrett Cole because of his performance in the playoffs, but I would not be one of those people. I think you look at that rotation 1 through 5, and Frankie Montas, who was one of the top pitchers available at the deadline last year, is now the Yankees' 5th starter. That's pretty incredible. And the other thing that I think is really interesting is that Jordan Montgomery trade, which a lot of people were really down on in the moment. I always felt like I'd watched enough Harrison Bader to know how good he was, but it was interesting to see him once he started performing in the playoffs. Everyone kind of understood that trade. That trade now, with the context of getting Rodon as well, really is, I think, a steal for the Yankees. Not that Montgomery's not a great pitcher. He's obviously was terrific with the Cardinals, but to get that kind of lockdown center fielder and be able to upgrade the pitching staff at the same time is really incredible.
I mean, if you're a team and you have Montas as your 5, it's pretty good.
Can you tell me who their 3 is?
Luis Severino. Ever heard of him?
Who's their 4?
He's pitching for Team USA. Nestor Cortez.
Nestor's the 3 and Severino's the 4.
Okay, I mean, however way you slice it.
Yeah. That's what I was missing their 3 because I knew it was Montas and Severino at the end.
In my head, I guess I'd forgotten. I guess I don't even know what order you slot them in. In my head, Nestor's been so good that he's the 2. So when you were asking about the 3 and 4, I was trying to go down the list. I mean, but that's the thing. You could argue. I think you could argue about the order of any of those guys after Cole. I see you shaking your head.
Just on money to start the year, Rodon has to be your 2.
That's fair.
Strictly on paychecks.
100%.
Like that taking away performance, like they're both very, very, very good. Paychecks alone, it'll probably go Rodon, then Severino, then Nestor to split up the left.
And honestly, how long does a rotation stay like that for? God forbid. I mean, people
get hurt. Again, like
someone's gonna get hurt. There's gonna be off days where it starts a new stretch. Like,
if I'm the Yankees, I want Rodon facing as many teams as I want him getting as many starts as possible.
Can we just
he's
been
an ace. No, Tom.
Jr.? No, you won't give him credit.
Hold on. I'm trying to talk about.
All right.
I'm trying to talk about Carlos. Carlos signs that big deal. He's been an ace. He's been a number 1 for the Giants, and he deserves to pitch on the second day. I will say what Nestor has done is incredible. He's been fantastic for the Yanks. He's been durable. He's been very, very good. But I think letting him throw in the 3 or the 4, depending on if they want to split up the lefties or not, makes his job easier and gives him a chance to just rack up wins against 3s and 4s. Yes.
Can't we go off of like track record? Like this is like the first year that Nestor has started.
Well, okay. I was just going to point out that if you go back to 2021, since the start of 2021, here are Nestor Cortez's numbers: a 2.61 ERA in 50 appearances. 42 of those were starts. He threw a complete game, 251 innings, 266 strikeouts.
The John Boy media people were mad that he was throwing in a game against the Tigers in 2021. They said that they threw the series away. So I don't want to hear that. You guys were on.
I didn't say
Nestor
that.
Cortez
That's a company. Train. That's your company.
I don't want that. I don't.
Hey.
I called them out when I did
the bad blood.
The live in game 2. You guys said you threw the series away. You threw Michael King. You threw Nestor Cortez. And look at this. You guys are up in arms because he's going to be the 3 instead of the 2.
It's a good problem to have. It's champagne problems for sure.
Yeah, you're really grinding out over there, Tom.
That is a very good problem to have, that you have Luis Severino as your 4, who 2-3 years ago looked like a future ace. Like he's had injuries.
Montas.
Yeah.
I was having. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was agreeing with your point on Montas. Continue.
Yeah, and like Montas, I was having this argument with somebody. It's like, oh yeah, his trade didn't work out last year. It's not like he didn't give up the farm. He gave up Sears, who's a lefty pitcher. I don't know if there's somebody else who again, he's young, but he can be very good.
Look at you with your knowledge, knowing who they traded. Wow.
I think just because we faced him, and you get him for 2 years. So yeah, like last year wasn't great. He was hurt, whatever. Like you get him another year for nothing. And he's your number 5. Like, yeah, do that every day and twice on Sunday.
That is an unreal rotation. Who's the closer though?
Scott Efros comes October when it matters.
Well, yes. Other than Scott, once he returns from Tommy John, as he promised us last week, he 100% guaranteed it.
He guaranteed it.
Guaranteed it.
That is true.
I mean, it's probably Clay Holmes right now. I mean, Clay Holmes, if he can find the form that he had for the first 12 months as a Yankee, he's the closer. If it's not him, then you start to get a little bit, I don't want to say dicey, but you start to get into some secondary options.
What do you do with Aroldis? Like I was going to say, does he just come? Is he?
He's a free agent. He was a free agent when he left.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, does he just come back and he's like, oh, hey guys, I'm back again this year?
I think the Yanks will add a couple veteran arms and try to build that out. They're not done with the bullpen. In worst case, they'll make some deals. Like they'll go get, like there's always 1 or 2 closers around deadline time that are like on bad teams, and they'll go get one of them, I'm sure. Nobody's even started building their bullpens yet, really. No. That's why I'm a free agent, because they're waiting for me to fall. Right. I'm the first big domino to fall. You're the domino. Yep, that's right. Before we jump into Correa, Tom wants to talk about Roman. He said, I really want to talk about Roman.
That's me. Huge Roman guy, known Roman guy.
He likes the swipes.
Do you want a better sex life? If so, you're not alone. Up to 50% of men have symptoms that get in the way of wanting or enjoying sex, but Roman is here to help. Roman is the digital health clinic for men, addressing a variety of sexual health needs and offering genuine medication that helps you achieve and maintain a strong erection. Roman offers discreet wipes that help you last 4 times longer in bed. In men with low T, getting testosterone levels back to normal can help increase your libido. Roman offers testosterone tests. There's no waiting rooms. There's no hassle. It's a straightforward digital experience from the comfort of your own home. If medication or testing is appropriate, Roman will send it directly to your door. Everything arrives in discreet packaging with free 2-day shipping. To learn more about how you can achieve your own personal sexual health goals, go to row.co/compound. That's row.co/compound today to get 20% off your entire first order. row.co/compound.
We just got a tweet saying on Spotify, I see the compound at 140 episodes.
Can I tell you, I didn't want to get into this, but I did look in our back end, and on the new, we just talked about, we switched podcast providers. It does give you a number, and on our back end, it said 140, but I did not go back through and count.
What's happening?
I don't know. I didn't really want to get into it, but now that the numbers are out there, I have to be honest with what I saw.
Listen, before next week, I will go through and count, and I will give us an official number. 2 weeks. I have plenty of time to figure it out.
I was going to say I was going to do it, but Dakota, I really appreciate you stepping up for
you know what? As my gift to you this Christmas, Zach, I will do it.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Guys, let's talk about Correa.
Another 41-year-old that'll be making
he's rich
$1 million.
Like what?
14-year, 330 to the San Francisco Giants.
13,350.
Like I said, 13. What is it?
13,350.
What did I say? 14 for 330.
You said 14,330. I was like,
okay.
I looked it up just now to make sure.
13,350. Can I just say one thing before we dive into what this means for the Giants?
Are you going to say that? Are you going to say that you'd have a really tough time accepting that deal as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
But let me tell you why. No, I think it's amazing that he went out, turned down somewhere in the neighborhood of 300 million last year. We don't know exactly what it was. Something around 10 for 300.
I know
they turned down last year.
275 from the Cubs or Tigers.
Okay. Oh, your sources told you
that? That's what they said on Twitter.
And you're cut.
And he turns that down, whatever that number is, whoever got to the highest bidding, goes out and makes 36 last year, I believe it was, or 35, and then signs this deal. So he basically made himself 14 years, $385 plus million. Holy smokes.
That deal to me was one, like we talked last week, how the Giants were in on everybody. Like they were trying to get Judge, they were trying to get Bogart, like they tried to get everyone. And I think once they lost out on those guys, they're like, all right, fuck this. Here it is.
Do you think
you're coming here, Carlos?
Do you think the Padres did something like that too with Bogarts when they were just like, oh fuck, like just take it, just throw it at him?
Because if you're offering that money, there was a lot of very good free agents this offseason. So it was like, all right, like you pick your guy, you go for your guy, you didn't get your guy, and it's like, all right, now we might have to overpay for our second guy just to make sure we get him. And the Giants did that like twice, and then Correa was like their third guy.
I mean,
I'm not saying he was their third choice, but the way it looked.
They sneaky had a good pickup with Haniger too. So like they were legitimately in on everybody.
And Haniger that was like a very like reasonable contract too.
He was hurt this year. He didn't play much.
I think he missed a lot.
Like he's over an 800 OPS hitter who I think over 150 homers or something like that. I could be wrong.
That sounds right.
He's had a little bit of injury issues, but he's been super productive when he's been in there. Can I say something that I read on the fan graphs that I thought was interesting about inflation and where money is today? They were talking about how some of these contracts have come into play because teams can basically get better interest rates on their cash, and that like long-term value, if interest rates stay as they are, these numbers aren't as big as, what they appear to be, because what the value of the dollar will be at that time. And I think it's a really interesting perspective. Like when you're stretching these guys out and giving them 25 million a year, 27 million a year, but over a longer term, like if you would have told us 10 years ago that, $15 million, 15 by 10, 150 would have been a big deal. But today, if that same guy was making 15 million bucks, that number wouldn't be like, you're not going to kill your payroll with somebody at 15 million bucks. So same thing here. What, in 10 years, what's that $25 million going to look like for your payroll?
True. I think it's more the age he'll be when he's making that much will be interesting. Like it's the same thing as Bogarts. Like when he's 38, 39, 40, 41, and he's still making 25 million, it's going to be like, whew. Hopefully we won a World Series in that time, or this isn't going to look great.
I mean, there's a chance that they have to eat between $50 and $75 million on one of those guys' deals. There's a chance.
And that's just what teams have to do now, though, to get guys to come play for them and chase a World Series. Like, you can't just give someone, hey, we'll give you a 4 for $150 million, but you'll be a free agent again when you're 32. Like, hopefully you play well. Like, you have to give them these long years, or else someone else will.
Somebody will. Steve Cohen.
Do you think Correa in that middle of that lineup immediately puts them in a place to compete for the West?
Haniger too.
Who else is the West?
I mean, Dodgers,
Padres. So Dakota left because he was so over the conversation. But I will say that I am a little unsure of what the Dodgers are. But I would like to say that their pitching is still going to be unbelievable.
Yeah.
Even if they haven't gone out and signed a shortstop or replaced some of those bats.
They're still going to have random guys come up from AAA, random guys that they developed you don't know who are going to hit 300.
They're going to be unbelievable. You're going to be good. Where did you find that guy? He's hitting 350.
And they still have Logan Webb, don't they? Like, leading their rotation.
Yeah. And how about the left side of the infield when you get fucking Correa and Brandon Crawford over there?
That's what I saw. Crawford's playing third. I was like, I know he's getting older, but isn't he like the best defensive shortstop in baseball?
You're basically hitting into a shift anyway if you hit the ball on the ground over there. So have fun.
Well, did you see, not really changing topics, but the Bogarts interview? They're like, hey, like, did they talk to you about if you're playing shortstop? And he's like,
the guy,
I think I'm playing shortstop.
He goes, what position do you play? And he was like, I'm a shortstop. And he was like, well, okay, it's different the way he puts it the second time. He's like, oh, well, there's a lot of shortstops on the team. Like, where are you going to play? He's like, I think shortstop. But it's true because, like,
that will be interesting.
I see Tatis going to the outfield.
It's not interesting.
You think outfield?
Shortstop.
Yeah,
Tatis is going to the outfield so he doesn't hurt himself. And his defensive numbers are not great.
Who's their center fielder?
They're Grisham.
I thought he played right.
He's not going to play center. He'll go play right.
Yeah.
Tatis will go play right. Then they need somebody to play left because Profar unless Profar signs back. That guy who played shortstop, Kim, right?
Yeah.
He had second. A very good year, but he'll play second.
Will he play third and Cronenworth will play second, or will Cronenworth play third?
I think Cronenworth will probably play first.
I was like, Cronenworth's an all-star.
But Cronenworth's a Gold Glover. Yeah, like 3 different spots. So
wherever you want him.
Yeah, they would be really tough for him career-wise, though. Not tough, but like it's so hard to be an NL or an all-star. Even NL, it doesn't matter, but it's so hard to be an all-star at first base. Like
you got to hit 45 homers.
Yeah, he has a chance to be a perennial all-star at second, but if they stick him at first, it's going to be
Cronenworth's one of those guys where we all have got. Well, Ian might not because he's in the show. But he's one of those guys. I played against him in college, and it's like, well, look where he is now, and look where I am now. Went very differently.
He was a two-way. He was
their closer. He'd come in and close games.
In AAA.
He was disgusting.
Wait, tell that story.
Me or him?
Both of you. I guess you both saw it. I didn't even know this.
I played him when he played at Michigan, and he would start at second base, or I think he'd play second base for them. Hit leadoff, was like one of their best 2 or 3 hitters. And then he'd come in and close games. Like it was like high school stuff. Like, oh, this guy is an absolute freak. They're like, hey, like you're coming in, point at second base.
You guys going to the pen? No. We're gonna bring our second baseman in.
Yeah,
he actually did this in AAA too.
Yeah, they were trying to make him a 2-way, and then I'm pretty sure they shut him down.
What year was that? 19 or 20?
I want to say 18.
Damn. And then he made it to the big leagues in 20 and hasn't looked back. But he kind of got there a little bit older.
Dude, I'm pretty. I could be wrong here, but I'm pretty sure in 18 we both broke with AA. He started the year like 0 for 30 or like something bad, and they moved him up to get him a change of scenery. Hit, and then I think they sent him back down. But I'm pretty sure towards the end of that year as well, he started to pitch.
Was that with the Padres?
No, with the Rays. He was with Montgomery Biscuits.
2019, by the way, he had a 2.45 ERA, and I mean only 7 1/3 innings, but in AAA,
mm-hmm.
pretty effective out of the pen.
he's a guy, if you go to the 14th inning and he comes in and you do a position player on the mound, he might strike out the side.
I had an absolute blast with him in LA, and he's a Chicago guy. So we live close to each other when I'm in town, like I am now. And I'm trying to see him while I'm in town, but
get him on the pod, maybe.
I want to get him on the pod because this is an electric.
Maybe tamper a little bit. Be like, hey man, you're a free agent pretty soon.
Yeah, I'm like, oh,
Chicago's a pretty cool city.
They want to play you at first.
We'll play you anywhere here.
Whatever you want. Damn, that's really cool. Can we get into the Cubbies? Can we do a little transition to Cubby talk?
Your new teammate.
Who's it brought to us by?
It's brought to us by our favorites. Kendra Scott, did you guys get your Scott Bros stuff?
Oh,
I still haven't received mine.
Oh my God.
I'm not upset about it. It is. I trust it's on its way. There's a lot of packages going out this time of year. And the roads are terrible in Michigan. I don't know how it is where you guys are, but it snowed like a foot over the weekend. So it's okay.
Damn, I'm jealous.
Oh, it's supposed to snow 8 inches Thursday.
That's great.
Like bad.
You're going to have a white Christmas. That's sick.
I know. I love it. But yes, back to Kendra Scott. Zach got his. Zach, what'd you think?
Say something nice about your Kendra Scott package real quick.
Oh, it was awesome. So unfortunately, I couldn't use this as a gift because my girlfriend heard us talking about Kendra Scott. So when it came in, I was like, all right, well, I'm not going to try to say, hey, I got you a necklace. Hey, I got you a bracelet for Christmas.
Well, Ian made a good point, though, and you could have just kind of lumped it in with your other gifts and been like, oh, I also got you this bracelet.
Yeah, but like she heard it and she's like, oh, well, I know you got this for free. Like it just wouldn't have, And
well, you didn't have to give it to her. You could have given it to your mom or something.
Ooh, good point. You have to make the package bigger. So like what I did, Julie doesn't listen to the pod, so we're fine. But like that is so they sent us very kindly, they sent us a necklace and a matching set of earrings. So the earrings are in the stocking and the necklace is another box under the tree.
This ain't your first Christmas.
It sounded like it was his first Christmas though, when he was saying that he's got to get moving on to shopping.
That's true.
Yeah. But sometimes you get lucky and Kendra Scott sends you a little package. But listen, if any guys out there are buying gifts or looking for gifts before the holiday, quick one, Kendra Scott is the way to go. Go to their website. You can find a store near you. Buy better gifts this holiday season with Kendra Scott. It's the holiday gifting go-to. And they have jewelry at every price point that the women in your life will love. KendraScott.com. Can I also say that they sent us some Scott Bros bracelets, which is the men's line, and they are swag.
The bracelets are awesome.
Look at this.
Yeah.
No, I'm pumped for mine.
Are you jealous?
Yeah, I was gonna ask. Did mine get lost in the mail or like it's not?
Yours is with Dakota.
Yours is with Dakotas. Yeah. This is
one too. It's my Parse too, right? That's coming soon. I can't wait for all my gifts to come.
We timed it for Christmas. That's
Tom. It's Christmas. Don't be greedy.
It's kind of how
it's about giving, not receiving.
Tom never wanted to send me athletic greens.
And Tom took my athletic greens from my box the first time. Remember that?
I did.
Sent an empty box of athletic greens.
I heard that.